So I went to the store today, grocery stores. First I went to the co-op to get some things, and just out of curiosity I thought I'd check to see how much the eggs were there, and I was expecting to be astronomical given the high prices of eggs. But I was really surprised to find the regular free-range chicken eggs, not organic, but just the regular family farm, locally owned and operated chicken eggs. They were $2.99 a dozen. I was like, whoa, that's less than the last time I checked at the regular grocery store. And so I picked up a dozen. I like the idea of free range anyways. And after the co-op, I went over to the regular grocery store, Cub Foods, and it's a big box here in the Minnesota, upper Midwest, a big box grocery store chain. And so out of curiosity, I thought, I'd check to see how much eggs are there at Cub Foods. And there's just the regular house brand of their eggs. A dozen eggs of the factory farm house brand eggs at Cub Foods are $4.99 a dozen for the large size. And we're at the co-op. I got for $2.99. I got your free range dozen eggs for like $2.99. Those were extra large. They also had the large, the same price, $2.99. So I'm wondering what's going on here. Why are the free range eggs from a small farm so much, $2 less per dozen than the factory farm non-free range eggs? So I'm wondering if maybe it has something to do with this the Great Reset agenda, whereby these small farms that are selling to co-ops, they're not going to put a dent into the supply of eggs and the high cost of eggs and chicken meat and turkey meat. Whereas with these factory farms, that's if all these chickens and turkeys are getting culled, and used for the excuse of it being bird flu's been detected with these chickens and turkeys, then that's going to have a significant effect on the protein supply for a large proportion of the population. And so that's why the USDA is focusing on these large factory farms, and they're finding chicken flu or bird flu with these on chicken and turkey farms, on the factory farms. So I was wondering, well, maybe that's some kind of creative lab work is being done so that the Great Reset agenda can be met, and that is a Machiavellian scenario is being created to achieve this Great Reset goal, whereby with Machiavelli it's the problem, reaction, solution. So they're creating a problem by finding an excuse to cull all these chickens and turkeys, the valuable source of budget-friendly protein for large amounts of the population, and then there's just so that creates a big problem. People can't afford the eggs and the turkey meat and chicken meat because there's all these. The supply has been drastically reduced because USDA is ordering these factory farms to cull, that is, kill hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of chickens and turkeys, thereby creating a crisis problem in terms of this low supply of chicken eggs, chicken meat, turkey meat. Then the reaction, of course, from the public is, what are we going to do? So it's just part of the problem. I mean, it's one. It's not the entirety of this Machiavellian Great Reset agenda, but it's just one significant part of it, whereby a problem is being created in terms of a crisis of low supply, therefore high prices, very high prices for what is normally a significant budget-friendly source of protein and calories for the masses of the population. And so that this is just adds on to all the other problems for the masses in creating a economic financial crisis for the masses. So like now the masses are reacting. There's the problem, create the problem. Then you can count on a certain reaction among the populace. And then the solution end is where when the Great Reset people come in with the solution. They come riding in like the cavalry. Oh yeah, well here we're going to rescue you all from this crisis you're having. You can't afford the food, can't afford housing. But we're here to help. We're here to provide the solution. We are the World Economic Forum. We're going to save you, but you have to follow our rules, of course. And we're going to implement this some kind of universal basic income in the form of central bank digital currency that you can use to pay for, well, not all of a sudden the eggs are going to be in plentiful supplies because, oh, it's amazing. Suddenly there's no more chicken flu, no more bird flu. And so, like, yeah, then now it's everything is going to be affordable, but you only can buy these the eggs and such with this new CBDC, the central bank digital currency that's offered by the powers that be. And in order for you to get that, you have to behave yourself, so to speak. You have to play by their rules, play by the rules of the World Economic Forum, and it will offer a social credit system similar to what China has. But where if you start spouting views that are against the Great Reset, then you can count on losing access to that universal basic income. You won't. The central bank digital currency will no longer work for you, your accounts will get frozen. Same way that the Canadian Freedom Truckers, their accounts are frozen. But now you'll only be able to buy anything with this new central bank digital currency that is just to feed yourself. You won't be able to feed yourself without it. And so if you start having views that are against the New World Order, then this CBDC will either no longer work or be frozen, or you just won't receive it at all, and you won't be able to buy anything because you were not abiding by the rules of the World Economic Forum. You're spouting views that they declared was misinformation or disinformation, and as a result, then you either behave according to their rules or you starve. And so that's what I'm thinking. Well, is that what's going on here? Because why do they have to cull all these chickens and turkeys just because they've seen one case we found one case of bird flu, so let's just kill all of them, kill all the chickens and turkeys on a massive scale. So I'm thinking, well, why do they have to do that? Well, they don't have to do that. They decided to do that. It was prescribed by the USDA. And any prescription is a normative statement. That is, it is saying how things ought to be. It's not a scientific statement. It's not a statement that has any empirical content. It's just saying this is better to do this than to not do that. But there's no empirical way to verify what is good or bad. Empiricism is all about just levels, amounts, like the colors with the visual appearances. What does something sound like? So what you use your senses to, you can verify with your senses is what science is all about. But any prescription, such as, well, kill all the chickens and turkeys just because we supposedly found one case of the bird flu among them, that is a normative statement, which is not a scientific statement. And so yeah. So why are so then if you're wondering, well, it ends up somehow thinking about, well, if it's so bad, it is supposedly how this is getting spread. The bird flu is because the wild birds are migrating, and their droppings fall, and then it gets tracked into these chicken and turkey farms. But well, if these birds are able to fly and migrate all over, how bad can it be? Is it a case where it's like it's just a bummer to have it, but maybe the vast majority of the birds survive. They develop some immunity to the bird flu, and they carry on. They go on living. So why is maybe this is like there's not being questioned whether or not this culling on a mass scale should be done just because a positive case has been found among chickens and turkeys on these large factory farms. So why couldn't you just say, well, let's see what happens if we just let it run its course and see if the vast majority of the chickens and turkeys survive and develop some immunity and carry on. Let the farms keep going. Why is that such a bad idea? I think it's a good idea. Let them live. So what if they have a positive case? I mean, we're not culling every humans because we get the human flu every year. It's similar. It seems like a similar narrow-minded ideology as the Chinese government towards COVID, where they have the zero COVID policy, where if they find just one case in a city of millions, metropolis of millions, well then everybody gets locked down. It's a similar mindset with the culling of the birds due to one case of bird flu. It's this zero bird flu policy is in effect with the USDA, and thus giving an excuse to just destroy all the food source for the masses, the budget-friendly food source. So yeah, I'm questioning that completely. That I don't think that's necessary. That you should this culling should not be done just because you can find a case here and there. Just let the birds live. That's it. Give them a chance. So that's what I have to say for now. And if you're watching, thanks for watching.